What's up, everybody? Today we are going to play Deus Ex Mankind Divided. Now this particular title actually has a native Linux port that was it was kicked over by Feral Interactive, I believe. The catch is, for whatever reason, it doesn't always act right. And I think it has a lot to do with the fact that this was ported over in OpenGL. So I'm going to start it real quick, and you can actually see that it'll do a couple of things. Look like it's trying to load some shaders, and it'll crash to the desktop, which is kind of funny because you would expect that a native port would just freaking go. But watch this, you'll see what I mean. So now it's doing its loading. There it is. It's popped into the screen. You'll see on the bottom right side a little progress bar, as if it's loading loading levels and whatnot. It'll go so far, and then it'll just crash back to the desktop. If it actually starts, I will be surprised, but I don't think that it will. Rolling, 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 loading, loading, loading. All right, now Deus Ex, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? Oh my God, it's actually playing. What in the entire hell? This is wild because when I tried this before I had to reinstall everything, this joint would not start, like at all. So, all right, well, here's what we'll do. Let's change this up a little bit. What we'll do is, after I get in here, I'm gonna set this up using the graphics options that I typically played this game at last time. I kind of have a spreadsheet that I do benchmarks on every now and then that has all of the settings, and then we'll run the in-game benchmark, and then what we'll do is we'll compare the native performance, the native Linux port's performance, to that of the performance of using Proton and DXVK. Yeah, that's what we'll do. Okay, so let's see, display, we're at 1440. I typically, for the sake of the benchmark, we'll leave VSync off. 1440p, back. Graphics options are, let's see, what do we have here? Let's start with the high preset. I usually have texture quality high, 16 anisotropic filtering, shadow quality is high, contact hardening shadows off, temporal AA on, motion blur is off because I don't like it, depth of field is on, bloom is on, lens flare is on, volumetric lighting on, subsurface is on. We'll slide this down a little bit. Cloth physics is on. Ambient occlusion on, tessellation is off. Parallax occlusion mapping is on and set to high. Screen space reflections is on. Sharpen is on, chromatic aberration is off. And level of detail set to high. Okay, so it says something about having to reload the game when I change the texture option. So let's do that. So now let's quit and start it back up again. Oh, I don't even think I've put on game mode in here. Nope, I didn't. Let's get this some extra performance. Game mode run percent command percent. All right. Okay, let's kick it. And play. What in the world is going on my phone? Yes, I know. Stop sending me messages, Google. Aha, now you see that it crashes, which is that's kind of funny. Okay, let's try this one more time. See, there it goes. This is strength. See, this is what I'm talking about. Okay. So I kind of remember seeing something about deleting a cache folder for this particular title. I don't know exactly where it meant. Where that particular thing was talking about, but okay. Tell you what, let's go to Proton DB, see what it has on it. Mankind divided. Boom. Okay. This is what it was. Linux native version works, but in my case there was an issue. It cannot be started from Steam, works only if it is executed from the console. Fixed by cache clearing in Steam. Execute the game from the installation directory. That is weird. Okay. What does it mean by cache clearing though? Oh well, here's what we'll do. Since I have the path, we will start this from the command line like it says. Okay, so let's go to native Steam library, Steam apps, common. Deus Ex, Mankind Divided. So I guess Deus Ex md.sh is probably how to start the game. So let's do a game mode run Deus Ex md.sh and see if it kicked off. Let's see if this works. Boom, it crashes again. Interesting. Okay, so I have an idea. Let's start this again and then turn off this splash screen right here. Always show this dialog. Control key. Okay. So next time, in order to make this pop again, I have to hold down Control if I need it. But I shouldn't, because all you do is set the resolution. Okay. So let's close this and start the game like this again. Something is up with those videos. It is not like those videos, which is weird. Well, let's see if there's anything else on Proton DB that can fix that. These are old right here. Clear cache. What does it mean by cache? Which cache? Which cache is it talking about? Okay, so this ID is 33700. So maybe it's talking about here, the shader cache. It could be talking about the shader cache. Okay, so let's kill this whole directory. We'll kill that whole directory and start again. Okay. See if this makes a difference. This way, it should have to rebuild all of that data that it did before. As you can see, that progress bar in the bottom right is rolling again like it did when we first started the game. This is looking kind of promising. What we gonna do? What we gonna do? All right, Pharaoh, what you got? Show me what you got. You gonna get some act right or nah? Shade is complete. Video played. Boom, it crashed again. So maybe that wasn't what they were talking about. All right, let's see what else we have. Compat data 370. There's nothing here. I think compat data is merely the what is used when you do run the game in Proton, which this doesn't start. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna swap over to Proton and emulate the freaking Windows version instead of using the Linux native version, which is kind of fucking nuts. But hey, it is what it is. I don't understand what it means by cache. I mean, we cleared the shader cache. This has been rebuilt though. This had to be what it was talking about. It had to be. All right, so here's what I'll do. Let's delete this folder again. We'll minimize that. We'll minimize this terminal and swap over to we'll swap over to Proton. Let's use the latest glorious egg roll that I have. And close. As you can see, it has a big update to download. I have this already downloaded on my Steam cache box, so it shouldn't take but about 15 minutes. But we're gonna let this roll. I'm gonna pause the video here, and we'll let this roll. And then when it's done, I will be back, and we'll kick it off again. Yo. Oh, there is no pause on Linux. Huh. All right, well, screw it. I'm just gonna let this roll then. And I'll just fast forward through this part. right, is this thing on? Let's see. Yes, I see volumes. All right, so we are back and we have the Windows version of the game downloaded. Well, the differences anyway. Okay, so this should be fairly straightforward and easy. Let's turn on the ACO shader compiler. Rad v underscore perf test equals ACO. Boom. Okay. Close and play. Yep, installing the prerequisites like normal. Should be able to go through here and set up the my game options again, because I don't think those translate from native to the Proton version or the Windows version. And voila. All right, let's go to options, see what we're looking like. Let's do exclusive full screen, 144 Hertz. I like triple buffering. No MSAA, no multi-sampling. Let's go to graphics options and see what we got. Let's see, texture quality should be set to high, 16x anisotropic. Shadow quality is high, ambient occlusion on, contact hardening off, parallax occlusion high, depth of field on, level of detail high, volumetric lighting on, screen space reflections on. Let's see, for the checkboxes, we have TAA, no motion blur, sharpen, bloom, lens flares, cloth physics, subsurface, and no chromatic aberration. Okay, so that should be the options. All right, let's kick it. Let's see what kind of performance we get her. Funny, that it starts right up like it's supposed to. Gee willikers. You know what, while these videos are going, let me hop over to here and add a X window scene. Capture X and D, and we will grab that. Okay, and go back up, Alt tab into the game, and boom, yes. All right, those frame rates are kind of high. All right, so let's run this benchmark a couple of times and see what the performance comes out as. I don't know why, but the first run is always played with low lag. So you'll see these little spikes in the frame time graph and the pauses when it's running. And all this is doing is loading or streaming the data, the texture data and geometry and stuff in from the hard drive. Now, when I run this the second time, you won't see this. It's kind of annoying. I haven't figured out a way around it yet, but when I do, it's gonna be on. Stutter, mix, stutter, 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 mix, stutter. 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 I'm curious to see what the numbers come out as. All right, average 63.6, minimum is 2.2 from all that damn stuttering. And the maximum is 89.1. Okay, so now that all of that geometry and texture data should be in RAM, let's run it again and see what the numbers come out as. Notice there are little to no spikes in the frame time graph up there in the top left corner. Yeah, this is wild. Remember when this mech came on the screen last time? I saw the frame rates dip into the high 50s, and now it just sails right on past it in the mid 60s. funny thing is I'm almost positive that even if the native version ran with OpenGL, that this using DXVK, which is DirectX to Vulkan translation, would still be faster than the native version. I'm almost positive. Yeah, see, that's a big difference. Big difference, especially on the minimums. Because minimums were what, 2? And I believe that minimum 13.2 frames a second came in at right at the very beginning where we had 2 load lag spikes. But the maximum is 89. So, I mean 88.2. At any rate, that is the cleanest way to get Deus Ex Mankind Divided running on Linux, which is nuts because it has its own native Linux port. At any rate, please like, share, subscribe, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace.